In Van Helsing, Hellfire, we find ourselves several miles outside of New York City at a mansion compound that happens to belong to the Hellfire Club. Inside, we find the Blood Countess, the Bone Queen, and the Prince of Flesh, as they're getting ready to do the bidding of the one they call the Great Beast. Asmodeus employs the group to help him raise the rest of the Lords of Hell. But at that same moment in Manhattan, Liesel Van Helsing is wrapping up a date with her boyfriend, Rick. As Liesel and Rick part ways, Liesel starts walking home when she notices something following her. Liesel pulls out two blades and prepares to retaliate, before this mysterious figure counters and then disappears, leaving Liesel hitting nothing but air. Liesel then catches a boot to the face and ends up on her ass as Karis, the goddess of death, stands over her. Liesel stands up, but Karis zaps the blades right out of Liesel's hand, explaining she needs her help. Karis explains she's an ally of Shang before teleporting Liesel. But later, in the Metropolitan Museum of Art, several security personnel would be dismembered and badly mutilated as the Hellfire Club makes their way inside to find a tapestry to appropriate it for their ritual. As the Bone Queen, the Blood Countess, and the Prince of Flesh exit, they're met with resistance by several cops. But the Bone Queen impales them with a slew of bone shards before dismembering them. One begs for his life, but the Prince of Flesh claims his face to use in the ritual. But back at Liesel's place, Karis explains to Liesel that the Hellfire Club has come to their city. She explains that in the late 19th century, it was taken over by Aleister Crowley, also known as the Great Beast. His goal was to raise the 12 Kings of Hell. Shang was able to stop him at one point in time, but now a new inner circle leads the club. Karis explains she needs Liesel's help to stop them. Liesel picks up some commotion on her police scanner, and on the news they talk about how the robbers made off with the ancient tapestry. Meanwhile, back at the Hellfire Club base, with the artifacts acquired, they make plans in preparation for the ritual. But they still need one more artifact. Karis explains to Liesel the artifact they need is a little wooden box that just happens to be the gateway to hell. Karis tells Liesel to prepare herself because the Hellfire Club is already aware of their presence. The Bone Queen and the Blood Countess burst through the glass, accompanied by several minions. Liesel fires a volley of arrows as her and Karis proceed to engage the Blood Countess and the Bone Queen. But as the Prince of Flesh watches, he knows they don't have time for this. He activates a spell, turning his servants into demons. The demon minions proceed to attack Liesel and Karis while the rest of the inner circle escape. Karis pushes them back, and she manages to use her power to wrangle them together, while Liesel arms a grenade and blows the demons up in one foul swoop. Back at the Hellfire Club, as they have acquired all the artifacts they need, they prepare to begin the ritual. The Bone Queen offers the gift of bone, while the Blood Countess offers blood in the form of a heart. But as the Prince of Flesh prepares to make his offer, the face he pilfered off that security guard is shot out of his hand by Liesel Van Helsing. Karis engages Asmodeus, while Liesel engages the Blood Countess and the Bone Queen. Asmodeus would enlarge himself in an attempt to overwhelm Karis, while Liesel takes a boot to the Blood Countess's face, and then she proceeds to throw a grenade at the Bone Queen. But luckily, the Bone Queen's bone shield barely saves her. As the two ladies are fighting, the Prince of Flesh attempts to complete the ritual. But Karis informs Liesel, so Liesel shoots the tapestry down. With the ritual seemingly incomplete, the Hellfire Club stands before Liesel and Karis. But before Liesel and Karis could finish them off, they teleport away, leaving nothing but stone statues. Karis explains the statues are just a representation of the demons, but they have been thwarted for now. But elsewhere, somewhere in Montana, although the Hellfire Club was seemingly unsuccessful, as it would turn out, they did manage to complete the ritual just in the nick of time, as the club raises one of the Dark Lords in the form of Mammon. The end. Thank you for watching.